Hello everyone, I'm just going to finish getting set up here. Make sure that you've got a good picture to watch. Oh yeah, that looks fine. Right, let me get myself set down and we can start. Chair round. Okay, so let me just share this to our Facebook group quickly, and then I will be with you. Bear with me one moment while I get this. There we go. Okay, that's all shared. That's good. Let the group know. So this is Technique Tuesday 52. We're going to be taking a look this week and the next time at some what I've been calling clean mixed media. So it's basically using techniques which you would normally find with mixed media, but in a more clean and fresh way, I guess. So this is the first card we're going to be making, and then the next time I'll show you the picture at the end because I've got it on my phone. It will be the card with the hexagon, which I also used a small jelly plate for, so that'll be interesting to look at because I know we've been covering jelly plate with Brian, but this is a bit different way of using one. Okay, so this card, this is a 10 by 20 card blank, which I've cut from card myself. So quite a nice traditional DL shape. The black card is 19.5 by 9.5 centimeters, and then the actual card, white card, super smooth, we're going to pop on the top, is 19 by 9. You'll also need another bit of card for stamping out the floral and your numbers, which we are going to add back onto later, so it keeps these really clean and sharp. I have cut those out already because that would take rather a long time. So product wise, I've used Nature's Garden 1 and 2 for all the lovely little bits and pieces, and the words here as well. That lovely nice Hessian stamp, and my favourite one of all, that lovely wiggly line. We've used Postage and More 2 for the diamond stamp shape. I've also used Solids 1 to fill them in, and the little black spotlights there. I've got Julie's Letters and Numbers tiles for the numbers, obviously. Distress Oxide colours, obviously you can use whatever colourway you want to. I'm just going to run through the technique of how to get the blending onto your solids. So I've used Salvage Patina, Peacock Feathers, Mustard Seed, Spiced Marmalade, Picked Raspberry and Kitsch Flamingo. And I don't know if anyone's noticed, but when I make samples now for collections, I like to limit myself to one theme, if you like, whether that's all the same size card, it's all using oxides, it's all using watercolour inks, or it's all using the same colours. So with the Nature's Garden collection here, I stuck to all these colours for all of the sample cards I made. I guess it just helps me focus, maybe, and you know, gives me that, you know, starting point with everything. but obviously that wasn't, I did it in oxides, I did it in VersaFine Clair, I did it in pencils, in pens, in watercolour. So that's explained the colours behind it. I use VersaFine Clair Nocturne to stamp everything with. What else did we use? Normal things, stamp press, acrylic block, ink blending tools and sponges, just the usual. I've got two because it makes life easier when we're repeating with our blending. Just need some scissors, glue, and you can either use some post-it notes or some masking tape to block these out when we're adding our little bits and bobs, but I will show you all that as we go along. There we go. So let's put that to one side and get started. So I've already put the card blank together, so that's there ready to go. Got my separate piece of card here, and I went ahead and I stamped the flower. Let me bring that in. Okay, so it's this one from Nature's Garden 2. Stamp that on a bit of card so it had a nice amount of time to dry before I was picking it up and cutting on just out. Don't be daunted by the cutting out, it's easier than it looks. Okay, so I've got those. Put these to one side. You'll also want to stamp your little letters and numbers out, which I've done as well, just to give that ink a little bit of time to dry so we don't get paw prints all over it. Okay, now the easiest way I have found, move those to one side, for building up a pattern like this is to use one of these in the base of the stamp platform. Now I'm going to go over the top of this one, but it's exactly the same as what I did originally. Now I like to find where the middle point of my card is going to be, and I've just done a little tiny pencil dot on the actual sheet itself, just in there, so I know this is where I'm going to be starting from, and then I can build out from around it. Now this is just how I do it. You don't have to do that yourself, whatever you're comfortable with, but this is how I found it works for me. Now I'm just going to bring this over to me. Excuse me if my head gets in the way, but I just need to make sure I'm lining this up properly. Yeah, that looks fine. Okay, so the 2 points here line up along this line, and the 2 points here line up along this line, which is our halfway points. I'm going to pick that up. It's just it's just me really, and how I like to make things so precise. And then I can keep this now, and if I want to do the same layout again, I can. I've got this for reference, so I just lay it over the top. Okay, so I would stamp it down on this one as well, on the card, and then onto the base sheet. Okay, so that's our first one done. That is stamped lovely. Thank you all for your lovely comments that are coming up. Going to give this a quick wipe before we move it, because knowing me, I will get mucky fingers. Lined the next one up literally, so the points not quite touching, but almost, but it's the same. They will be aligned on this line here and across this line here. But please don't worry if you don't get it exact. It is a handmade card, not mass produced. So give this, no, we don't like mass produced. Gonna be in the way. Bring this in. There we go. We don't need hardly any pressure at all. Now you're going to realise that we're going to run out of room for this one. So what I did was I used this point again. Move this back down and lined it up on the inside. Just bring that in. Excuse me if my head moves in too much, it's quite difficult to see without me getting in the way. Okay, so I kept moving it and moving it and moving it and moving it and going like that until I knew I'd got it in place. Once I knew it was in the right place, the little bit there I've just shaded in with pencil so I know that this is the line where I need to be to get this extra one in here, if that makes sense. There we go, slight pressure again. Okay, so there we go, that lines up nicely. So we haven't got to move and, you know, destroy our nice pattern that we're making. We can just carry it on. So yeah, it does, it really helps. So this one is going to come in between the two again. Find your lines on the grid, that's really going to help. So we've got it lining up top and bottom points along this line, side points coming across this line. And once you've got this laid out, it is so much easier. Put that back down there. Pressure there. There we go. And if you did want to make a few of these in one go, that's you just keep bringing your bits of paper in and out and stamping. And you can do that as many times as you like. Especially this time of year when we're all batch making things. It's going to come in quite useful. Okay, so line the next one up. It's great being able to keep this as a reference now. These stamps are excellent for building detail and patterns and backgrounds and all sorts of lovely things. You could do them going the other way, that's perfectly fine. Whichever way you would like. Okay. Let's come in the middle on this side now. Again, use those lines on the grid to help you. There's gentle taps of the ink. Lovely. These stamps are such lovely quality, they really are. Like anything to make life easier, which this definitely does. That's what it's all about. We've all got busy lives, haven't we? So does really help. You could do this with any card shape. Make different templates, write on the back which ones they are. And if you don't have any of these, I mean, you could use just any spare bit of copy paper, really. I know these are becoming really difficult to get hold of. The plastic ones still seem to be about, but you could use that first. And just to line everything up and then put your paper in, and then you can keep it. It's nice to have things that help in any way possible. So this one's coming off the page. Add this one in, and then I'll show you. So we're kind of going in a diagonal still, which is a mixed media trick, if you like. Oh, that's okay, Christine. It's me. So it's coming across this way. So we're from the top there, and we're going to come to top there. So like we did the last time, to get that little one in on the bottom. Going to line this up here on that one again. Bring that over a little bit. Just take your time. Once it's in there, it's all good to go. So exactly like I did with this one, I kept moving it up until I found where was going to be the right place. Shaded this bottom section of it on there, so I knew that's where I was going to line it up from. There we go. So now we're coming in through our diagonal, like so. Let's get that wiped up before I pop it away. And we'll move on to the blending, where we bring our lovely colours in. Wipe over. I do love these postage stamps, they're so useful. Ah, Joe's just come up with a good idea. That is a good idea. I don't know why they're not keeping them going, if you like, because they're so useful. Okay, so I'm going to bring in my, excuse me, leaning over, the solid to fit in this one. There we go. Now what I've done is I've tried to graduate the colour. Let me bring this in. So we're going from the pink down into the turquoise and blend it in that way. So again, we can use this first to line up. So just excuse me a moment while I bring this nearer to myself so I can line that up as best as possible. Okay, so I've got that there in the middle. I'm going to pick that up. Put this back down again. check it. Again, don't worry if it's not perfect. Please do not worry. So I've got Pitch Flamingo and Picked Raspberry. Let's bring these in. Pitch Flamingo, Picked Raspberry. Really must treat myself to another Picked Raspberry. Okay, so I'm going to go in with the lightest first. I'm going to get a nice lot of colour on the sponge, just like we did last time. I'm going to apply it onto the solid. A nice push. There we go. Just make it a little bit deeper, just towards the bottom there. But we're down at the bottom of this diamond anyway. Okay, so that's that one. Give that a wipe before we move across. We're going to get a lovely soft shading with this one now.
You hear chopping, it's just a mother in law.
Ah, yeah. Mum's chopping. Line that up again. Please excuse me if my head's in the way. Hope it's not. It shouldn't be in the way. I think I'm the other side of the camera.
No, you're fine.
But as I say, I mean that little one was a little bit out. It does not matter. We are not creating perfection here. We are creating prettiness. Okay, so this one again, keep loading up that sponge with lovely ink. We're going to cover the whole lot. My brain couldn't cope if I didn't do a template to do this. It just makes life so much easier. Again, you see we're a little bit out, but it really doesn't matter. Give that another coat. And I'm going to come in with the Picked Raspberry. Just towards the bottom there. There we go. In fact, I actually quite like this with the border around it. Okay, so we've got some nice blending, nice ombre effect coming through there. Okay, so now I'm going to change from the Pitch Flamingo. Go on. And we're going to come in with some spiced marmalade. Change the sponge. Fingers a bit. Thank you all for your lovely comments, much appreciated. Let's bring this one in. So this time I'm going to start with the darker pink, the Picked Raspberry. firmer pressure. You know what I've done, don't you? I should have used the bigger diamond. I know. Right. We're going to go with it.
Go for it.
Which is why it's not lining up. But let's try it this way.
Yeah, exactly.
Does it matter?
No wonder you got it.
Okay, so now we're going to come in with the orange, the spice marmalade, just in the bottom half. And that's going to start blending. I'm wiping in between each so I'm not contaminating the sponges too much. Just blend that like so, and we're going to do exactly the same onto this one. Gotta love an ombre. Always feel like I should be turned Mexican when I say that. Yeah. I definitely should have used the bigger diamond, but never mind. Okay, so coming in with the pink first. I will bring this up for a closer look when I've done this part. Give that a little bit more time just to soak in. Make sure we get enough ink on there. As I say, I do need a new one of these, so
Amazon. Other retailers are available.
okay, let's give that a wipe before we move on. Lovely orange. You just want to bring it up to your halfway point.
Nothing working. It's always been local shops.
Yes, yeah. I'm just going to blend that through again. Excuse me. So it's just like we do when we're blending with our foam pads or brushes directly onto paper. It's just we're going to do it onto this first, so we get, you know, the actual shape into here, but it's exactly the same process as direct blending, if you like. Okay, so we're gonna pop into this one now. We're going to move from the orange to the yellow. Let's get that one in. Pop the pink away. Gosh, I dread to think how long I've had that ink pad for. Yellow. We've got some lovely mustard seed. Look, popped out, look. Come back. Lovely, lovely colour. Okay. Yeah, I do feel like I should be wearing a Mexican hat every time I say ombre. Ombre! Okay, gonna line that up. You can use the grid underneath to line things up as well. That's no problem. That's what it's there for. Now we've got it. Okay, so we're gonna come in with the yellow first. Our lovely mustard seed. Let's get a nice lot of ink on there. I'm not going directly in with the ink pad like we normally. It just creates a nice soft finish underneath there when we lift this up like so. You're not going to get too much colour put down, as if we were, you know, going straight in with the ink pad. And because we are blending, it's going to make life so much easier. And this time the orange will be coming in from the top. So up to that halfway point. Oh, well, as you say, that's the beauty of having the videos. You can go back, pause, rewind, watch as many times as you like. You can, if you want to craft along with them, you can do afterwards, and just pause and catch up at certain points. It's the, you know, best way of learning. Okay, so that's our lovely orange into the yellow. So now we can put the orange away. You could do as many colours as you like, really. Let's put this one back. And we shall go into our teals, turquoises now. Give this a nice wipe. Don't want to add too much water with that, in case it disturbs the actual ink itself. Well, thank you everyone for your lovely comments. So we'll start with the salvage patina. And of course we'll be, because we're blending, we're creating other colours within this at the same time. Here. Okay, so yellow first. You could do an entire rainbow across these, that would be gorgeous. Let's give that a little bit of time to soak in. Add a little bit more of the yellow. You can see where needs extra and where doesn't. So, have a wipe and come in with the lovely, the gorgeous salvage patina. It has to be one of my all-time favourite colours. Coming in to that halfway mark. Doesn't have to be precise, it can go up across a little bit, it doesn't matter. Just to get that colour down. There we go. And again, just underneath towards the point. Oh, thank you. It's a lovely comment, thank you. And again, give that a wipe. Come in with a bit more of the yellow, just to really blend that through nicely. There we go. Now we're creating a nice green effect as well. A little bit of a wipe. Come in with this one. Now I'm getting into this, I'm quite liking having the white border around. So that's the thing with crafting, you can always have happy accidents. Nice lot of ink on there. teal, which also that's making a really lovely fresh green colour. Just flexing the top of that as well, just to make sure we get the pressure a bit more towards the point. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah,
There we go. They are. We have the best crafty bunch of people, we really do. A little bit more yellow there. Blend it all in. That's that. Okay, so now we can put the yellow away. And bring the last one in, the peacock feathers. Put that to one side.
2-2, Julie.
One. We do. We really do. So, because we've now come to the bottom, because I don't want to mess up the lovely pattern that we've got going on the back here for future reference, I'm going to line that up on there again. Bring this back in. Move that out of the way so everything doesn't.
Chuck's 40%, so she'll have to catch up. Recap on what time we start.
Oh yeah, 10 o'clock with me. Might well change that going forward to match in with everybody else. I'm thinking we've got some lovely things planned for the new year. Okay, so again, salvage patina.
I'm looking forward to Sunday school, but not as you know it.
More colour all across, just to get that nice and deep colour. Going to come in with the peacock feathers again to the halfway point. Just across the bottom again. Once again, like we did before, let's just wipe that darker colour away. Just come back in with the lighter one to blend that all in together. Very kind of you to say, Wendy. So this is how we've gone from the pink down to the lovely teal colours. Okay, line up on this one.
I won't let everybody know that I've got a Barbie advent calendar. Oh, sorry, I just did.
Yes, he's got a Barbie advent calendar. Because he would have cried in the shop if we hadn't have got one. Okay, so this one, we've got the lightest, which is going to show on here, but we can still add a little bit of the peacock feathers in here as well.
You and your carrots, Julie.
That was me this time. Lots of loveliness planned, haven't we? Come up a little bit just for the bottom. Right.
I like Barbie.
I think I want to make that one darker, you know. I want to make all of that one darker. I'm just going to go for it now. That's it. That works better. Okay. So that's all blending done. Let me get these popped away before I do anything disastrous with them. Get everything covered. Have a clean up. There we go. Move those. Move that out of the way so I don't get it covered in water.
Wendy's with me. She thinks it's killed.
My fingers a little bit to clean off as well. There we go. Sorts of other nice things you could do, which we know the whole team have been touching on with these solid stamps. It's always important to give anything you've been using with your oxides a nice clean up afterwards. Grab the little one while I'm at it. Right, so we're nice and tidy now. So I was going to bring it up, wasn't I? Let's bring it that way, that'll be easier. Okay. Excuse me, mucky fingers. Just going to have to wait for this feed to catch up so I know you can see it. I mean, I know now I should have used a slightly bigger diamond solid, but I think that looks quite cool with the outline, and it's all adding to the effect. There we go. I just feel like there should be music playing at that point.
Yeah, it's all the art.
Yeah. Okay, so now we're going to add a little bit more interest in and some visual focal points, if you like. So we're going to have one over this side. I'm going to line it up with the solid as much as possible, but don't worry too much if it goes over, if it's not over enough. We are literally mark making. So I'm going straight in with the black ink. Ideally I'd let the oxide dry off a little bit, but that will be fine. Thank you all for your comment. I really do appreciate it.
Beautiful comments this morning. What good for you?
Give that time to soak in a little bit.
Well deserved.
And I know that we are going to be touching on reverse stamping. I know I say this every time and then something else comes up that we do, but definitely in the new year I will be doing the reverse stamping technique.
How do you do that? Doing the stamping backwards?
Yeah. You turn your back on it.
Ah.
Okay, so we've got one there, which now means we want one over this side. So let's bring it down here. This doesn't have to be black, of course. You could go with whatever colour you like. You don't have to stamp these in black. I Nice lot of ink on there. Press that down, just hold that while it soaks in. Bring that up a little bit. Heading out of shot there, wasn't I?
Just a bit. Yeah,
Oh,
okay,
just keep going, keep trying. You can always do things on scrap paper, on never throw anything away. Brian.
Brian.
Yes, Jenny's just asked if it's super smooth.
Yes.
Super smooth card. It's 350 GSM, so it's a nice heavy weight to take what we're putting on it. Not that it's, you know, huge amounts or anything watery, but I just like using heavyweight card. Glossy Axe, you have to be a little bit careful with oxides because it will react to the, obviously, the wet nature of it. Give it enough time. Give it a go, see what happens. I'm sure I have in the past. Now this one, I'm going to line up on this side in that middle section of the card. Bring that in. Okay, that's set, and then this will pull everything together. And we've got our threes, which are important in design, as we know. Yep, glossy accents, give it a go. It should be fine. It really should. It's not something I use a lot of. Shock.
Glossy accent.
Yeah, hardly ever.
You used to use it as a glue, didn't you, like a...
Yeah, because it's a really strong glue. If you need something that you definitely want to stick, it will stick anything. Because our brains love to look at things in odd numbers. Because apparently it likes to filling the missing gaps, if you like. The evens. So that's why we tend to do designs in 3s and 5s and all the odd numbers.
Ignore the dustbin, mate.
Okay, give that a nice wipe up. These solids are brilliant. Okay, so next we're going to come in with this gorgeous, where's it gone? Hessian fabricy type one. Stickles as well.
Oh,
Stickles are brilliant.
Phillipa loves stickers more than glossy accents.
Sparkly. I'm more sparkly than shiny, I think.
Just the dustbin, mate.
Oh, Jax, I'm sorry. Yes. Yeah, that will be ideal. Definitely. You need something, not generic, but along those lines. Okay,
Yes.
so again, I'm placing this down in 3. So we're going to have one over this side. I'm going to line that up so it's kind of in the middle, so you've got the same overhang there and there. Now you could use masking tape for this, that's no problem at all, but I do tend to go for post-it notes. They do not get as mucky. Okay, so I'm just going to follow that line there. Any overhang I can just fold back over, that's fine. You could cut this down, of course. So we're going to mask off the outside. Pull that back in again. So we're just going to get our design within the diamond itself. Now with these, I haven't been stamping the whole lot, I've just been doing little areas of it. Kind of adds to the torn fabric effect. The feed is very slow. It's so annoying. Give that one a wipe. Move this over to this side. Okay. Run it over to one side, in the middle, like so. Let's pick that up. But yeah, I like using the post-it notes because obviously it's not going to transfer as much waste ink. As the lost my thread. Masking tape. So I'm just going to dot some colour in there. There we go. If you're using masking tape, you're going to get all that ink on there, and I always worry that I'm going to transfer it onto something I don't want it on. All over my fingers usually. The Hessian stamp is beautiful. I love this. Been using it on everything. Okay, and this one I'm going to put straight across the middle. So this is like our focal point, this middle area. This is where the eye is being drawn to, if you like. So this time, because we want all four, just going to rip this again. We need it into that bit, don't we? Let's bring that one over a little bit. Put these down just to help keep them in place. It's going to be going through the middle, so if I do it from there, that'll be fine. Put that in place. Rip this one up again. And I keep these bits of paper going for as long as possible. Let's bring that up a little bit. Some little dots of stamping on there. You can do the whole thing if you like. It's just something that I've liked doing with this. There we go. Put them back in my little pot. Oh, that's our little bit of detail with the fabricy Hessian-y stamp. Okay, so now I'm going to add in the flower. I like this coming just slightly off the page. I'm going to get the middle in with the middle of there. Just bring that down a little bit.
What's the glitter piece from Funky Fossil called?
Oh, now you're asking.
I'm trying to get it for her because she loves her stickers. She likes stickers. She loves this stuff.
So,
Paste.
let's ink this up nicely. This flower is so elegant. already know that we've cut the solids out from this, but we're still going to have the rest of the detail of the stamp there. The lovely swirly lines and the stems. There we go. We now know where that is going to be within our design. That back. Gonna get my favourite little stamp out. I'm going to line this up here so that the floral has got a base, if you like, to stand onto. So I'm just lining that up. So the base of the flowers is there. So this is, they've got now, it's got something to sit on. Move that in. There we go. A little light press, let that sink in. Okay, so now our florals are grounded. Excuse me. Put away safely, I do not want to lose that. Okay, so now I'm going to move onto an acrylic block because it's just easier for this part. Let me just show you this, what we've done so far, so you get a sense of what I've actually been doing. Thank you so much for your comments. I will go through afterwards and make sure I haven't missed anything. Okay. You can see with the, I just like that it's fragmented and you just get the parts of it. So I've already lined up Nature's Garden onto this little stamp block, and we're going to try and get away with as many generations of stamping as we can, and it's just to follow through that nice diagonal across here. So start off, it's going to come slightly off the page, bottom and the side there. Okay, bring it over. I'm lining up the N with the R. And each time it's going to get slightly lighter. Just a little bit of detail, framing that corner. That's a trick that's used a lot. Let's just wipe that off there quickly. And we're going to do that in the opposite corner at the top, just to balance everything. Again, slightly above, slightly over off the page. Going to line up the N with the R.
Looks better than it.
Thank you for your company. Have a catch up later. It's a busy time of year. There we go. So let me just give these a nice wipe. put my arm in it, then I'll wonder why I've got Nature's Garden written on my arm. That is so much easier to do just on an acrylic block rather than keep lining it up in your stamp press. Okay, so that's all the stamping elements to do. And before we actually add this to the card, it's going to be easier to add in the flower, which I've already cut out because we need to trim this part here. Stickles, yes, Ranger. You'll you'll be amazed how many colours there are. Okay, so you're literally going to line this up with what's underneath. Do not worry about the cutting out. Like we've said before, I always, when I'm cutting these out, go directly, let's bring this bit in, on the actual stamped line. You've already got it stamped on here, so when you put it down, it's not going to notice. Okay, it will look like it's been cut out perfectly. Trim that off the side. If you don't like things going off the page, just move it over, that's fine. I do quite like that as a design.
I love going off the page.
And horror of horrors, I do like things on the wonk as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so we can line this back in. Now we've got our teeny tiny leaves. Really good, because these are so tiny. Just going to take some of that glue off there. There we go. So now you can see that stamping it first really helps. It's not a jumble anymore of lines. It will make complete sense. Take your time, get that lined up. This is where the tweezers really come in useful. Oh. Gone for his shampoo and set. Side. There we go, that's really coming together now. Last two leaves. And some little dots of glue on the back there. Turn it over, just take a little bit off on, obviously if you don't want to use your hand. Put it down onto a bit of paper. Onto your craft mat. Luckily I don't really have sensitive skin, so that's fine. Last one. Okay, so now that's going to make perfect sense. The flowers are going to stand out. I've left them just the white and black stamped, so they really really show out. You could do this in the opposite way if you wanted to. You could have a monochrome background and then coloured flowers on top. Okay. So we'll get that stuck down and add our last little bits. Carpet in, make sure it's opening the right way.
I love that. Colourful background, no need to colour and flowers.
You could add this on with some cardboard, of course, if you want to. Always find matting and layering the hardest bit. Right, just grab a bit of paper and just firm over the top. I am not getting glue everywhere. Move that down. Make sure that's nicely stuck. Okay, so we're just going to add in the numbers now, which is just another little design trick, if you like, especially a mixed media one, if you like. And these were just our mine, Brian and Mum's birthdays. Thank you ever so much, everyone. I really do hope that that you're all gonna have a try at some of these techniques.
And do you?
Especially if you haven't tried anything quite like this before. Make it your own. A bit wonky. There we go. And actually, something like these would be nice with the glossy accents. And you've seen me using the X's before, doing things like this. It's just a nice focal point to add to your card, something for the eye to look at. But numbers are great for adding details. And the last one, and a couple of them I've just popped onto some black card as well, just to make them stand out. I'm going to come over this side. There we go, and we're nearly done. Please, yeah, have a go. Use your own ideas and colours and different stamps. Share them onto our lovely Facebook group, Crafty Friends of Julie Hickey Designs. So, that is today's version of that card. Just get the lid back on my glue.
Yes.
There we go. So, all I've done different was the size of the solid, but it still works.
Okay.
It's lovely. No need to worry about any of that. So that's today. And let me just find the picture. I have to put it on my phone. The next time, stand up because I can't see now. next time we will be making this card, and this hexagon at the back here, the yellows, is a jelly plate, so that'll be fun to carry on with. And that will be, what's the date? That will be the 16th of December. There we go. So that will be the next card we'll be making. And then in the new year, we will carry back on with various different techniques. Definitely reverse stamping, because I know that's been asked for. So thank you all so much for your company today. I'm really looking forward to seeing what you all make. That will be fantastic. We've got Julie on Thursday. The next week there will be Tracy on Monday. And we'll have Joe on Thursday evening, I would imagine. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Wait there, everyone's still there. So yeah, thank you ever so much. Take care. Have a nice crafty day, and I shall see you all soon. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.